One of the newer techniques for alleviating soil compaction on street trees is using an air fracture machine. We recently purchased an air fracture machine last year, and we're using that now to blow air into the ground around street trees and between street trees being planted in between the curb and sidewalk. And what that does is it's a jackhammer using forced air, and we jackhammer this air nozzle into the ground, and we hit a trigger, and it blasts a blast of air into the soil around the tree. And what that does is that creates fissures or cracks in the soil. And what that does is we'll open another valve, and that will allow water, nutrients, any organic drenches that we're treating a tree with to get down into those fissures. And what that does is that allows the tree roots to grow into those cracks in the soil, and allows the tree roots to spread versus just being planted, just trying to grow in those areas of the planting pit. So we'll do that process around the tree, and we'll go back when we remove the air fracture tool. It leaves about a 1-inch hole, and what we'll do is we fill that hole with Permatil, which is a small 3/8 inch rock. And what that does is that keeps that hole from filling back up or compressing back, and that allows the water, when we do a soil drench on top of the root ball, that allows the water to get down into those cracks and fisheries into the soil, and the tree roots will chase that, and that'll allow those tree roots to spread into that compacted soil. And that's the main reason why we're using this air fracture tool. We have seen the trees and planted in compacted soil have done much better. We've been able to let that tree root ball take water. A lot of times when you've got a tree planted in compacted soil and you're sitting here with a hose and watering, the water's just running off. But when we go in and we fracture around the whole root area of the tree, it allows the water to infiltrate down into where it needs to be, into those, so those tree roots can uptake it. And we'll also use worm castings. It's an organic matter, and we'll fill the holes with that product as well to help add some organic matter into the soil. So that's just a real quick display or description of the air fracture process, and we'll have more videos to come at a later date. And we're he's gonna air fracture this tree. This tree was transplanted, I believe, 3 years ago, and so we're using this as an illustration. You can see this tool, it's the air hammer. He's jackhammer, so it's a jackhammer action. Puts it into the ground, jackhammers it into the ground, hits the air valve, it opens up blasts of air, and you can see the ground slightly raise in that area, and then he opens another valve to let water go down in those cracks in the soil that he's creating, the fisheries as they're called. You can see he'll take that hammer all the way down. It's about an 18-inch bit, but as far as 18 inches, it goes into the soil. And we'll do it in different stages. Sometimes we'll go down 12 inches and then fracture, and then we'll go down deeper and fracture, so you kind of layer it, those cracks in the soil. For this demonstration, he's just taking it all the way to the bottom. And he opens up the valve, and he'll blow blasts of air and then blasts of water as well, and that helps get the water into those cracks or fisheries that this tool is creating. And this does help tremendously on very compacted soils, on construction sites, in between curb and sidewalk planting strips where the ground is compacted. Here we're filling with some 3/8 Stay-Lite rock, Permatil. It's a small rock we use to fill in these 1-inch size holes that's left after the air fracture process is completed, and this will keep those holes open and allow water to percolate down into the root ball and into the root zone of the tree. We'll also use worm castings, any type of organic matter, to help get some organic matter into the soil as well.